sound. Hell yeah, some girl.
Kobo,
If he gets into Nevada, we'll go. Me and
so
you, road
Kobo
trip.
actually, this was a German settlement here in San Antonio areas. There's a lot of really old German buildings. Like Bernie is such a small little town. Well, it used to be really small. Now it's a little bit bigger, but it was like a German settlement.
Huh. So I'm looking right now. So the map we got earlier of him near Walden, Colorado, which is where the mountain range can be seen, to go from Walden to Opal. I'm going to add a destination.
So while she's looking that up, I want you guys to say to understand that the goal here is not, and I said it in my live, but we'll say it in hers as well, just in case. The goal here is not just that we hate Cyril, right? We don't like him, obviously, but the goal is that we don't want these horses to die. So if he ends up trailering all the way and makes it to his destination, then good for him. Our thing is that if we can stop it before the horses go down, that is what our goal is.
Yeah, and at the very least, too, if we can follow him and like be there at the end of this when he dumps the horses somewhere.
Yeah, and we also know that we have law enforcement, different agencies all over the place, but we know that they're not covering every single area. So if you guys have connections with other law enforcement, with game wardens, with brand inspectors, livestock inspectors, any of those things that maybe would be able to assist in covering other areas, please let us know who these people are and email us at officialfalconexpress@gmail.com, because the more areas we cover, the better.
I think also we need to start telling people, and I guess this is me doing that, to start looking for a truck and a trailer, because I just did the distance from Walden, Colorado to Opal, and it is 286 miles. And if over, just assuming that video was filmed 12 days ago, you think?
12 days is the amount of days that we did not have a sighting. So he had 12 days to make his way from
but that was
Floydada,
the last time we had
from
sighting.
Silverton.
Right, from Silverton, Texas.
Yes, so from Silverton,
and
it's only a 13-hour drive from Silverton up to Opal.
Right, it's 4 hours from Walden to Opal, and I just did math as though it was about 5 days, and just assuming that like half the time that we haven't seen him, he was going from Floydada to Walden, and then the other half he was going to Opal. It's like that's 57.2 miles per day. So if he rode that in even 6 days, divided by I'll be nice and say 7, he still would have had to go 40 miles a day. So he's definitely,
and he was even
he
doing
had to have
25.
trailered.
So what I'm thinking, I think that he got trailered into Wyoming, and that's where he got dropped off, and from there he's going, and he probably doesn't have another trailer at this point. I mean, think about it. For somebody to trailer him all the way from Silverton, say he's got his own Pony Express of sorts, it's going to run out at some point, right?
Unless he does have the one person, there's one person haul, because imagine they drop him off and then they drive 60, 70, 100 miles and just like stay at a hotel or sleep in the back of their truck, and just wait for him to show up again. And if they're using like Google location, he can literally just like GPS to their exact location.
Yeah, Trucker Debbie, he's no longer in Opal, though. He was spotted there, and he was dragging Pete behind him. He was spotted there on Sunday at noon.
Right, okay.
And he was still on the move at that point, and he was on I-30. So he could have gone down to Utah, or he could have continued up towards Idaho. And my gut is going to say Idaho because he's putting Utah, but again, he might be putting things now intentionally knowing that we're going to think the opposite.
Yeah, because 30 goes up to Idaho, or it goes into Utah. And so if we could get like spotters out Cokeville, there's Cokeville in Wyoming.
That sounds like a fun place to party. Jesus.
But then there's Geneva, which is right on the border of Wyoming and Idaho.
Again, big dreams.
Alton.
Last time he was seen riding was on Sunday at noon, going 5 miles south of Opal on I-30.
We're not talking about the horses that died at the Kentucky Derby because horses die at the racetrack all the time. Sometimes it's for accidental injuries. Sometimes
I
it
think what
is
they're
for
talking
bad
about is that
reasons.
trainer. That
Oh
trainer
yeah, and
has
then the
that trainer
yeah,
has had multiple horses die underneath his training.
yes.
But that's a whole nother subject. But you know what? I can tell you right now that if you were to start something on that, I would go ahead and support you.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, and then what I was going to say too with that trainer is he is being reprimanded. He's getting a bunch of his titles stripped. His career is over. So he's getting consequences for his actions. And so far, Cyril is facing none. So,
Yep, Bob Baffert. So, but that is a problem. And if you
yeah,
guys
definitely.
start something of that sort and you want some sort of support with it, honestly, if it comes to animal welfare, I am 100% able to support you in your endeavors, but it's impossible for one person or three people to run rescue type missions on every single unfortunate equine disaster that
Yeah.
there is, because there is a lot of them.
Yeah. Like none of this isn't our careers for any of us. We all have jobs and I have two jobs outside of this. This is my third job. Tassie runs multiple businesses. Wes runs a training program. We are giving our extra time to this.
Honestly, I've been kind of putting my businesses aside for this, which is kind of,
Well, and I did too for a minute, and part of the reason that I've been probably like more in the background than you guys is because my business, the business that pays my bills,
you have to be
is
there
finally
physically.
picking up. And I have to be there physically, and I can't be texting with you guys back and forth. I can't be on the lives when I'm at a client's house taking pictures, And so like
Yeah.
I and this that my real estate business pays my bills, and we've been struggling a little bit, you know, and it's finally picking up. The market is finally turning around. I'm finally having booked weeks, and that's where I have to put my main priority. But I
His
try to give
last
as much
Insta,
time
he
as I
said he was
can
in Wyoming.
here.
Yeah, no, and we understand that. No one,
Yeah.
you still are helping so much, and you honestly have the biggest platform to reach the most spotters, and that alone is helping immensely. So, with my company, I'm very fortunate that I have set it up to where I have fabricators that are working in the shop. I have a manager that's managing it. I go through my emails and answer after I get off these lives until 3 o'clock in the morning and design whatever I
Yeah.
need to do. But it's really pushing it to her. That's why I'm so friggin' tired.
Yeah. Um,
Again, this is something that if you want to put it together, but we have already stated that, first of all, not all of the kill pen horses are really going to kill pens, but also not all of them aren't deserving of being there, honestly.
Yeah, well, and also Yee, I will never give a kill buyer money for
Nope.
a horse ever.
All it
It
does is
literally just
exasperate the issue.
it perpetuates the cycle of the kill pen, and kill pens should be stopped, in my opinion. I wish every kill pen could be shut down, and we only had auctions. I wish it was legal in this country. So we can have that discussion again if you want, but
Nah, I'm good.
we already talked about that.
But yeah, I mean,
Go
again,
watch my
if you have
videos. I have a
something that you
bunch.
really care about and is a big deal to you, because you're kind of just throwing out a bunch of different, like I said, we're three people. We have other jobs, and we can't focus all of our energy on all the different livestock issues that happen across America. I mean, there are many.
Fun fact about even people who do this for a living, like rescues have to be able to say no to people. Did you guys know that? Horse rescues don't just take every single horse that people offer them or that people say, come save this horse. I worked for Days End Farm Horse Rescue when I was 22, and we learned about that as interns. I was an intern for 3 months, and we had like educational parts, and the manager there who ran the farm, she said, like, as a rescue, if you were to ever start a rescue, they gave us, like, I literally could probably find my booklet somewhere, because they gave us a whole big pamphlet on what you want. If you want to start a rescue, here you go. And one of the first things that you have to decide is what horses you will accept, because when you don't have that, that's when rescues get overrun with horses, and then they can't take care of the horses that they're trying to save.
Yeah.
And like she said that the manager, I think her name was Brittany, she would tell us about how people would call them and say, I have an unwanted horse and I want it, like, I'd like you guys to take it and find a new home for it. And she'd have to say, we cannot take your horse. Either give it to a friend, or here's this other rescue that might be able to take them, call them. They only took horses through animal control through the state, was Days End Farm. And they said that even with that, they would have people just drop off horses. They, like she said, one time somebody left an entire horse trailer, a 2-horse trailer. They backed it into the driveway, parked it, and left it there with 2 horses on it. And
We do have dogs at the pound as well. The pound will be, the ASPCA will be full, and people will just dump their dogs on a leash right outside.
mm-hmm. Not much has happened, Anna, for a few weeks. He's been very silent. It was last night, he made a video, and it was not much. He said he was in Oklahoma, but he was clearly in Colorado. And everybody kind of pointed that out right away. And then he posted some pictures like an hour ago, and that's about it.
Without going through the whole thing all over again.
Yeah.
But a good place to follow for every single video, you guys, that has been posted from almost every single person is the Save Shiok Falcon page. She has kept a really good record of everything up until now, with really just showing the facts.
I know. Hey, babe. Tomorrow I need you to look at my laptop because my Windows File Explorer keeps freezing and not responding, and I have to restart the whole computer.
Now, I do think, you guys, that after this is all over, if I have time, I might end up using the platform that I've gotten. I mean, I've gotten about 3,000 followers from this whole thing, and I might use that platform as Falcons Warriors, basically bringing attention to situations that people might not know about. I do know of a horse right now